and welcome to Verdictum. I am Ananya Singh and you're watching today's legal news, where we update you with the latest legal developments across the country. Starting with the headlines. Supreme Court continues hearing the Aligarh Muslim University minority status case for the 8th day. Hemant Soren challenges his arrest by ED in Supreme Court. Aadmi party approaches Supreme Court in Chandigarh Mayoral election. Karnataka governor sends back Kannada language ordinance to state cabinet amid escalating protests. Now the headlines in detail. The Supreme Court today continued hearing the Aligarh Muslim University minority status case for the 8th day. The matter is before a 7-judge bench headed by the Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud and also comprising Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Justice Suryakant, Justice J.B. Pardiwala, Justice Dipankar Datta, Justice Manoj Mishra and Justice Satish Chandra Sharma for consideration. Yesterday during the proceedings, Senior Advocate Yatindra Singh put forth a distinctive viewpoint, suggesting that the term minority in Article 30 of the Constitution should be interpreted as an electoral minority rather than a numerical one. Mr. Singh further contended that Muslims, constituting a larger percentage of the population in comparison with other religious communities such as Zoroastrians, Buddhists, Christians or Sikhs, could influence electoral outcomes and therefore may not meet the criteria for minority status under Article 30. The Chief Justice expressed reluctance on this contention and maintained that the court lacked the competence to determine if a community could sway elections. Mr. Singh, in response, proposed the formation of a commission to thoroughly investigate and address this particular issue. Senior Advocate Rakesh Dwivedi also contributed to the discussion and highlighted the need for defining the term minority. Today, the arguments were opened by Senior Advocate Rajiv Dhawan, who emphasized on the 1920 Act being a standalone statute, clearly establishing a minority character. However, after the amendments made between 1965 to 1981, the minority status was robbed to some extent. Mr. Dhawan highlighted the functions of the court as specified under the Statute of 1920, which provided for the court to be the supreme governing body of the university. Mr. Dhawan furthered his argument, stating that though in the imperial statute, the Governor General had overriding powers, but it does not take away from the power of the court. He said that it was the court that appointed key officers of the university and they had to be Muslim. Mr. Dhawan pointed out that of the 180 founder members, 124 members were Muslims. The CJI on this acknowledged that the court was in fact the supreme executive authority, but the CJI also stated that post-1951, the membership of the supreme executive body was no longer defined by religion. As you know that the court is also revisiting the correctness of the S. Aziz Basha judgment, which invalidated the minority status of AMU. The said verdict held that although AMU was established by a minority community, it was not administered or claimed to be administered by the minority community, thus not qualifying as a minority institution. On this issue, the CJI today made the observation that the said judgment held that the university was not established by Muslim minority because it was established by statutes. The CJI in this regard said that even if the court upholds that the Basha judgment was wrongly decided on the question of establishment, even so that the amendments made in 1965 do not get obliterated from the statute books merely because Basha is wrong. That is an independent exercise of Parliament's legislative power, the CJI said. Former Jharkhand Chief Minister and leader of Jharkhand Mukti Morcha Hemant Soren has challenged his arrest by the Enforcement Directorate before the Supreme Court. A bench of the Apex Court comprising the Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud, alongside Justice J.B. Pardiwala and Justice Manoj Mishra, has agreed to hear Soren's plea tomorrow. The decision came after senior advocates Kapil Sibal and Abhishek Manu Singhvi, representing Soren, informed the top court that he intends to withdraw his plea filed before the Jharkhand High Court concerning the same issue and requested for an urgent hearing. Soren was arrested yesterday and took into custody by ED in connection with a money laundering case linked to an alleged land scam. The former CM was questioned for over 6 hours by ED after his arrest. He had previously skipped 9 summons by the ED. Notably, the Jharkhand High Court also heard the plea filed before it today, with senior advocate Kapil Sibal appearing virtually and asking for more time to advance his arguments. The High Court in response adjourned the hearing till tomorrow. After failing to get any interim relief yesterday from the Punjab and Haryana High Court in a plea seeking to set aside the Chandigarh Mayoral election, the Aadmi Party has now approached the Supreme Court. The case pertains to the Aadmi Party alleging serious irregularities in the electoral process, asserting that the election was not conducted in a free and fair manner. The party claims that there were violations during the vote counting, including tampering with ballot papers. Notably, the division bench of the High Court, comprising of Justice Sudhir Singh and Justice Harsh Banguer, issued notices to various stakeholders involved in the case, including the Chandigarh administration, Municipal Corporation, Presiding Officer Anil Masih, and the newly elected mayor from Bharatiya Janata Party, Hemant Soren. The matter was adjourned by the High Court yesterday until February 26th without granting any interim relief to Aadmi Party. In response to the High Court's decision, AAP has planned a protest outside the BJP headquarters tomorrow. This protest is likely to see participation from the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann. Let me tell you that the mayoral election in question saw the BJP candidate Hemant Soren emerging victorious with 16 votes against AAP's Kuldeep Kumar with 12 votes, while 8 votes were declared invalid. AAP has accused BJP of rigging the elections and called for a thorough investigation of the election process. It is also worth noting that the mayoral elections were originally scheduled for January 18th, but were deferred by the Chandigarh administration till February 6th, owing to the presiding officer's poor health. On January 24th, the order deferring the elections was quashed by the High Court, and the administration was directed to hold the polls on January 30th. The court, while quashing the order for postponement of polls, called it unreasonable, unjustified, and arbitrary. In a significant development, Karnataka's governor Thawar Chand Gehlot has sent back an ordinance proposed by the state cabinet aimed at enhancing the use of Kannada language in commercial signboards within the state. The ordinance received the approval of the cabinet on January 5th and sought to amend the Kannada Language Comprehensive Development Act of 2022. It proposed mandating that 60% of the space on commercial signboards must be allocated to the Kannada language, with the remaining 40% open to any other language, including English. The decision to bring in the bill was followed by violent protests by the pro-Kannada groups, with a fringe group vandalizing numerous business establishments in the December of preceding year. Several signboards and billboards, which did not comply with the requirement of 60% Kannada on display, were damaged by vandals. The governor's decision to return the bill also saw a sharp response from the state government. Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar expressed dissatisfaction, stating that the governor could have simply endorsed the bill instead of advising the passage through the assembly. In response to Shivkumar's statement, the governor's office released a clarification, stating that the ordinance was not outrightly rejected. The fate of the ordinance now hangs in balance, as discussions on its passage through the assembly look large. That was all on today's legal news. Thank you and keep watching Verdictum, and subscribe to our channel and download the Verdictum app on iOS and Android to keep yourself updated with authentic legal news.